Yes, good morning to all the students of class 12th, political science. And students, as you know, we were doing the fourth chapter of our book, that is your second book, and the name of the chapter is India's Foreign Policy. And we had already finished 8 parts of that particular chapter. And this is a long chapter as we are being discussing the relations of India with the different countries like US, Russia, China. So in the last video we had discussed about the relations in the 21st century between India and Russia. So we had discussed that in detail, and with that we had come to the end to that particular topic. Okay, so today in this fresh video, that is part 9 of your chapter India's foreign policy, we are going to discuss an important topic, that is India US relations. Okay, so these topics of this chapter particularly are very important from the point of view of your exams, as these relations have been recently, there has been made many updates to these topics, so that is why they have been included in your syllabus this time. So now we are going to discuss India US relations. So to start up with this relation, the previously which the topic we have done India Russia relations, it will be relevant to this also, as we'll able to understand some relation of India as US in comparison or in relation to the relation of India and Russia as well. So Indo-Russia relations during Cold War, as I had done in the last video. So in this also we shall be trying and understanding India-US relation into two broad categories. And the first category which I'm going to start is the India-US relation during the Cold War. So let's see what kind of relations we are having with US just after we got the independence. Okay, so here I would say that we did not start our relations with US on a very positive note. We could not cultivate good relations with US in the beginning, but slowly how and gradually how it has been changing in different phases during 90s and till date in the 21st century. We'll try and understand that. So it's written here in 1954, the United States made Pakistan a Central Treaty Organization (CENTO) treaty ally. As you know, in the during the Cold War, one group was led by US and the other group was led by USSR. Okay, so they wanted many of the countries to join their allies as NATO or Warsaw Pact. But India did not join any of the two superpowers, but India went for the independent policy, that was non-aligned movement. It had the independent policy, and it was a founding member, we can say, of this movement or of this particular policy. So there were always differences between India and US from the very beginning during the Cold War. And on the other hand, Pakistan had merged with the ally to US. So US had good relations with Pakistan. So many times when India was against the war with Pakistan, Pakistan was morally and militarily and we can say diplomatically helped and supported by US. That is why India had a little bit of tilt towards USSR, as we have done in the last video. We have read about it. India was a founding member of non-aligned movement. There were many critics who said that India was deviating from the path of non-alignment movement or the principles which were a part of non-aligned movement. But that is not so true, as there were a reason that India has signed 20-year friendship with USSR. So because of that support towards Pakistan, this was the tilt of United States towards Pakistan. As if we see in the Asian region, or if we see about the South Asia, India did not join US, but Pakistan had made decision to join the ally of United States. That is why United States had made Pakistan a Central Treaty Organization treaty ally. This I have already discussed. In 1961, as you know, India became a founding member of the non-alignment movement to avoid involvement in the Cold War power play. So India was not involved in any of the two power blocks. In fact, it went for the independent policy to stay away from these two power blocks. And it also took initiatives and influenced the newly independent decolonized countries to not to join any of the two power blocks and to be a member of non-aligned movement. So because of these reasons, India had sour relations with US. So US was not very happy with the decisions of India just after independence. So we can say we did not had or we did not cultivate good relations with US in the beginning. Here later, India cultivated strategic and military relations with the Soviet Union to counter Pakistan United States relation. As we know, Pakistan and United States had strong relations as Pakistan had joined the NATO forces, and it was by the side of United States during the Cold War. So as a neighboring country, which was Pakistan, closer to India. There were many boundary issues after partition also. There were many wars. There were problems with India and Pakistan, in which United States always supported Pakistan. So we can, that is why it's written India cultivated strategic for our security and to protect our sovereignty and to yes, and for the safety of our country, India had cultivated strategic military relations with Soviet Union. So we had to sign our friendship with USSR, which was very much important at that point of time, where Pakistan, China, and US, they were all together against India. So India had to sign a 20-year friendship, we can say, agreement with USSR. So this time we saw a tilt of India towards USSR. The same point has been mentioned here. You can say India's 20-year treaty of friendship with USSR in 1971. That is war, when there was a war against Pakistan, when there was creation of our independent country, that is Bangladesh. Okay, so in 1971, India has signed 20 years treaty friendship with USSR, and this portrayed a definite tilt towards USSR, as this I have already discussed. Disintegration of Soviet Union in 1991, emergence of a unipolar world, and new economic policy of India gave a new turn to India-US relations. This also I have already discussed in the last video when we were discussing relations between Russia and India. Two important events which had taken part in 1991. One was disintegration of USSR and another was liberalization of Indian economy, or we can say new economic policy of India. Okay, so these two, because of these two events had taken place in 1991, this at this moment there was a gap, or the relation between India and Russia was at a very low platform, and this gap was there was a gap of created of 10 years, around 10 years, and that time US came close to India. So there we had relations started between US and India, and that is after 1991. So as I told you, this topic we are going to discuss into two broad categories, and we shall be taking different components as we had done in the last video when we were discussing about India-Russia relations. And many of the important things to understand the relation between India and US, we are reading the same, because India-Russia relations are very important if we are studying about India and US relations. So if you have to understand the India-US relations, that topic which was related to USSR and Russia, that is also very important. So the other category which we have to discuss now is relation in the post Cold War era. So that is after the Cold War, what type of relations India and US had. So as I told you, when there was a gap for around a decade between the relations between Russia and India, when the USSR had disintegrated, so during that gap, US came close to India. So there started a good relations between US and India. So now we are talking about when there was disintegration 1991. After that, Indo-US bilateral relations have developed into a global strategic partnership. Now with the US we have global strategic partnership. So we have a very good partnership in various fields of political, social, economic, cultural, trade, commerce, military, defense, science and technology. At every sphere we have global strategic partnership, and we have signed many agreements with the US. As recently we have signed a comprehensive global strategic partnership agreement As you know, recently the president of US, that is Donald Trump, in February 2020 has visited India. It was a grand event for India, where there was so much of preparations. There was a warm welcome for the president of US, that is Donald Trump. And in this only February 2020, many important agreements between these two countries were signed, which led to a very strong relationship between these two. Although we can say, if we talk about the international politics at the global level, there are no permanent enemies, there are no permanent friends. As in the first part, when we were studying first book, as I told you, there are personal motives. Always there are some personal motives of profit in fields of, we can say, military, science, technology, trade, commerce, imports, exports, or relating to security of each other or the neighboring countries. So there are always some motives, personal profits, when we lead to a good relations with the other countries. It's a give and take relations. Otherwise, there are always some motive behind our relations with other countries. So in the same way, currently we are having a good relations with the US, but if we go back after the independence of India, we were having the SAR relations with the US. We did not cultivate good relations, as we did not join their ally or the power bloc. So in this, I'm trying to explain that at international politics, there are no permanent friends, there are no permanent enemies. As Japan was an enemy during the Second World War of US, as US has dropped bombs on Japan. But recently, if you see their relationship, US is having a good relations with Japan. So it is all about the, we can say, motives and opportunities and profits and give and take relations with each other. So recently we are having a good and strong relations with the US, as we have signed so many important agreements in the various sectors for the growth and development of our country, and it's a mutual profit, we can say. The frequency of high level visits, there had the frequency and the number of these high level visits and exchange have gone up significantly in the recent past. If we see to last 10 years, or we can say 5 years, more than 10 years, we can say, there has been many important recent visits by the president of US to India, and many times our prime ministers during last 10 years or 15 years have gone to visit US. And these visits leads to various important signing of agreements and improving the relations between these two countries. The two countries have instituted structured dialogue covering East Asia. So there has been many structural dialogues and agreements, and we can say negotiations coming into making various agreements, signing it in the field of East Asia, in the region of East Asia, Central Asia, West Asia, Africa, India Ocean region. Okay. A bilateral civil nuclear cooperation agreement was signed in October 2008. US extended support for India's entry to NSG. Now, what is NSG? Nuclear Suppliers Group. This is a group of nuclear supplier group. This is a limited countries who are the nuclear countries, and they do not want these countries to pass on the technologies, material, or we can say methods or procedures of preparing nuclear ammunitions or nuclear arms to the other countries. So that is why there is a group of these countries. So here the bilateral civil nuclear cooperation agreement. So there is a now agreement signed between these two countries, India and the US, in 2008 in relating to nuclear cooperation. Okay. As we were reading India China relations, as I told you, China has always opposed India's entry into NSG, that is nuclear supplier groups, as China claims that India had not signed the nuclear non-proliferation treaty. And it is important, if you have to be a member of this NSG, we have to be a member, or we have to sign the agreement, that is non-proliferation treaty, and India did not sign it. So on this basis, China has opposed entry of India into NSG. But here, with a good bilateral relations, US has signed an agreement with India for civil nuclear cooperation in 2008 October. Now, as you know, defense relationship has become a major pillar in India-US strategic partnership. Here defense is playing a major, this is a core region where, or the core area where we see the growing relationship between these two countries recently. And this is because of the defense relationship has become major pillar in India-US strategic partnership. So in this strategic partnership, defense is playing the major role here. There had been an increase in defense trade. So if we see the trade relating to various arms, ammunition, technologies, or relating to defense and military, this has increased now. There are joint military exercises. There are many trade exercises going on, which is joint. US and Indian armies have joined various exercises and are cooperating with each other. Cooperation on maritime security. So these all are in the field of defense, where we are seeing a close and important growing strong relations between India and US. Aggregate worth of defense acquisition from US has crossed US, that is 13 billion US dollar. Okay, so this is the amount. Three core agreements. So there has been three important agreements which have been signed between these two countries in the field of defense sector are general. So what are these? First is General Security of Military Information Agreement. If you do not remember the full names, at least you should know the short forms. General Security of Military Information Agreement. Second, Logistic Exchange Memorandum of Agreement. This is second, LEMOA. And third is Communications Compatibility and Security Agreement. Okay, making India a major defense partner of America. So these three important agreements in the field of defense, this is making India a very important partner of America or US, we can say. So these important are some of the most important agreements in the field of defense, which are bringing these two countries very close to each other, and we are having a strong relations with US with these agreements now. Although we are planning to sign the fourth agreement in the field of defense as well. And now see this data, it is important. From the modest 5.6 billion US dollar in 1991, this was the trade, total amount of trade was 5.6 billion in 1991, that is during the Cold War. But after the Cold War, what happened, the relations with as US came closer to India, as India has a very huge market for the for the growth of any country and for the investment. So US came close to Indian market after 1991, when Russia was in stagnation, economic, political, social stagnation after the collapse. So the bilateral trade, so the trade increased between India and US, and it increased into around 105 US dollar by 2018. So from 5.6 it went to 105 billion dollar US dollar in 2018. So you can see the increase and reasons you know for that. US is the fifth largest source of FDI, foreign direct investment. If we talk about foreign direct investment to India, US is investing in India a lot, and this comes into fifth. Okay, if we see the positions in US is contributing at the fifth number, which is leading to India's economic growth, India's removing unemployment, okay, industrialization, growth, development. So now the next point, many agreements have been signed for cooperation in energy. So now, as we have already told, there have been many agreements signed, so especially in the field of energy, education, space, science and technologies. Now these two countries are coming together with the mutual understanding, mutual profits, mutual relations. We are making various agreements in the various sectors. And you know this also, as US community, if you talk about the US community, comprises of a large number of professional business entrepreneurs and educationalists with increasing influence in the country. Around 1% of the total population of US, 1% are the Indians from the Indian land, and they are being settled there as a, some are professional business men or the business entrepreneurs, politicians, educationalists. These are the peoples who have joined the community of US, and this counts around 1% of the total population of US. So this adds to the stronger relations between India and US. As we are doing the relations of US and India, so we have read everything which is positive in nature and how the relations are growing stronger and stronger with passage of time recently, and what are the initiatives taken by both of the countries in the various sectors to grow and develop. But there are some irritants, or we can say some areas of conflicts where the we can say they don't agree with each other. There are some areas, so Indo-US relations major irritants where they don't agree with each other, and there are a few conflicts, we can say. CATSA, Counter America's Advisory Through Sanction Act. So this was an act passed by America, and according to this act, what was there in act? Let's see. To counter Russia, Iran, and North Korea, as US is against Russia, Iran, and North Korea, and to counter them, they have made this act that whoever are having the good relations with US, they are not allowed, or they are not supposed to trade with Russia, Iran, or North Korea. But we know India is having a very good relations with Russia as well, as we have read in the last video. India is having a very good relations after 1991 with Russia. We have very good trade relation in the field of military, science, technology, everywhere. Foreign direct investments. So here, US, according to the CATSA, wants that the countries which are involved with the US should not trade with Russia, Iran, and North Korea. But India ignored this act of US, and India had made many important deals and agreements with Russia recently after the reading this act also. Okay, and trade with these countries would invite sanctions from US. Trade deficit, US calls India. So now US calls India as king of tariffs, as India used to export iron and aluminium to US, but US had increased the taxes or the tariffs, we can say the excise duties which are on imports. So in response to that, India had also increased the tariffs and taxes, we can say, on the imports on around 29 to 30 items which US used to export to India. So the products which were coming from US to India, now India had increased the tariffs on those products. So US calls India as king of tariffs. So these are some of the trade deficits, we can say, or the areas of conflicts. Trade disputes are there between India and US. Visa restrictions, these are the restrictions which are there for the people who are moving to US. Now US decided to abolish this type of a visa, and they are making various provisions to control this visa as well. Okay, so this would be a problem for Indians who are living in US already. So let's see what will happen, yet it is pending. Silence on state-sponsored terrorism of Pakistan into India. As we know, there has been a global issue which is terrorism, and US has also taken lot of initiatives in it after the 9/11 incident which had happened in US. Okay, hitting the World Trade Center by the Islamic terrorists. So, but apart from that, also there has been silence on state-sponsored terrorism by Pakistan. So, Pakistan has always sponsored various terrorists who have been attacking India, but US had not taken any initiative in this particular field, as US had always good relations with Pakistan. So here now India has improved its relations with US, but still US is silence on when we talk about the terrorism of Pakistan into India. And Afghan policy. This is also one of the major regions of irritants between these two policies. Recently in Afghanistan, there are military occupations going on US in Afghanistan, and India is not happy about it. India feels that there should be a local government, and the local people should elect the government according to their choice. Their representative of the government should be by the choice of the people. So these are some of the areas of irritants or the conflicts between India and US. So if you talk about the relations between US and India, it is a very vast subject, it's a vast topic, but as a student of political science class 12th, you need to understand these small topics, and you need to remember the relations in various two broad categories when we are talking about Russia, US, that is during the Cold War and after the Cold War, and recently the agreements signed and the policies being implemented amongst India, Russia, and China or US. So with this, we come to the end of this topic. In the next video, we will do Israel with relations to India. Till then, thank you.